Ghost of the Deep, maybe Vesper's host, specifically Puppeteer, was like the last time that I can recall that I genuinely wanted to use a bow that's any bow, legendary, heavy, it doesn't matter, right? I've always had like a love-hate relationship. Same thing with glaives, mainly because I don't even know when it was. I would say probably maybe stasis, strand, prismatic, forward. There was like a time where the actual fighting, the ad density, the encounters, and just a lot of the, I guess you could say, the combat in the game got amped up, right? Not necessarily too much to where it felt like Path of Exile, but like damn near. So you could basically have that run and gun, type of play style, killing everything without really having to do anything. And then eventually we got, wave frames introduced. So like the TLDR, I guess, because I'm rambling, is this bow that it'll be on screen because I don't remember the name, sorry, is from the season pass. I finally got it because it was shimmering in the battle pass for like 2 months before I decided to pick it up. So here we are. And as you can see, it's pretty decent, right? We're going to get back a little bit. And now we're going to pop out Levi's Breath. And immediately, sure, it does a lot more damage, which it's contractually obligated by law because, bro, it's an exotic. However, as you can clearly see, it feels very similar, and it is because the reason why glaives and bows, maybe not glaives so much because of, Banner of War and stuff like that, but I feel that things such as bows don't get that much love or playstyle for me, in my own opinion. Of course, everyone to each their own, I guess. Not everyone's weird like me. Is because they're just like too slow, right? And even if you have a bow that can lay down some work, there's just so many better options to be quicker, more efficient and stuff like that. But again, to each their own. And this one, it finally, to me, feels like it has a good mix of both because the draw time on this thing is really clean. I really enjoy it because I don't really have a problem with draw time. I think the only one that's excessive is, Leviathan's Breath, and it's because it's it's a powerhouse. But having Dragonfly, it's like, okay, if you hit the shot, you get rewarded. However, having the stabilizing rounds on top of it is even better because at that point, if you not miss, but if you basically botch your shot and you hit them in the kneecap, right, on some Skyrim shit, you're fine. Because realistically, what do you think is going to happen? They're still going to get destabled. So another reason I like them and I have a good amount of respect for them is because I understand Shattered Throne isn't necessarily the hardest dungeon. By no means. It's probably the easiest. But it's like everything is like the furthest away from you. I don't know how to explain it, but like once you actually get to like the final encounter, it's like whatever. But like, bro, for like the first half of this dungeon, you're literally, let me see if I can, hold on. Can I get that? I think I'm, dude, barely. Okay, whatever. I clipped the door. It doesn't matter. So anyway, we don't really need that for now. But everything is like really far away from you. So like it makes sense to use a bow. So it's whatever. But so back to the point what I was saying. Vesper, Ghost, that's when the bows were like really, really, really in like their peak, I guess you could say, as of late, because it's been a minute. However, I think have like bows, for example, are something that if you have a playstyle that is very range, very grandmaster-ish, it's good. However, besides Leviathan's Breath, you only have like Unstoppable. You don't really have, to my knowledge, right? And as you can clearly see, like you don't really have artifact mods for perks and or for bows. Sorry, no anti-barrier and stuff like that. Although you do have Wish Ender that I do believe has anti, but you get the point. Like realistically, a lot of these weapons don't have anything special to them in the artifact because they don't get that much love. And I guess what I'm trying to say is that if no one uses the weapon, Bungie doesn't really have an incentive to put artifact mods so people use them. Some people will. I don't know if I can get the shot, but others won't. Also, something about this weapon, the way it looks is very, it just looks like it belongs here in the Dreaming City or wherever the hell I'm in, 2006 or whatever. Because again, it's like fitting. It all goes with the flow. But if you don't have any artifact mods that support the bow perks or the bow whatever, it's like, who's gonna use them? Because I was talking about this in a video that I never uploaded it. I damn near edited the whole thing and then just like scrapped it because it was like too short of a video to post. It was like 4 minutes. But basically, the TLDR in that video was that when the Neo Moon Knight weapons came out in Lightfall, like what, 7 years ago, those weapons came out, right? And they had the origin trait, homing, whatever the hell. I forgot the name, right? Because it's like boohoo. The origin trait that shoots like a rocket out of the side of like, the pantyhose. That specific origin trait, there was like something in the artifact. There was two, I remember. One, it enhanced the effects. And I believe the other one, What was the other one? I think the other one was like it just like made them last longer or like trigger more often. I don't remember. But it was like two things that basically enhanced the origin trait, right? That was forever ago. I again, I don't remember if they were actually good. I don't remember if they were like dookie water. The point is they existed, right? And they existed for for like a purpose, for like a reason. It's like the shiny new toy, everyone's using it, therefore put artifact mods. That was forever ago. I don't even remember the name of those origin traits, which means, what the hell is this? Okay, basically, my bad, excuse me, I'm not gonna cut that out. It basically means that you end up in a predicament that kind of sucks, because you kind of start to wonder, like, okay, if that was like a thing of the past, like who even uses those weapons anymore now? For example, because of fusion rifles basically giving you COVID, people use them, which means that iterative loop basically has a little bit more rotation because it has the rocket that shoots out of the side like every 2 or 3 bursts, which is amazing because it's like, who doesn't enjoy an extra 15 to 20k damage? But way back when, them things used to do like damn near 50. I remember because like I used to damage test with them a lot. But again, who cares? That was like a time that came and went. It doesn't matter. And you don't really have that for bows. Now, today, who uses those weapons? Not a lot of people, like I said. But that's my reason why I never really cared. And if I look at the artifact and there's like nothing supporting specific weapons, I lose interest very fast. And usually I've noticed that when I don't care about a weapon, Bungie always like finds a way to make it like the Savala Crucible Drifter reward, which, you know, it's whatever. But it's like, I don't feel so pressured to grind, you know? There was a bow whose name I'm forgetting, and it's whatever. It was like a Nightfall bow, Grandmaster bow. It was really good. I still don't have it to this day. I don't really care. And I understand it has some really good perks, but I never got FOMO or anything because it's like, it's a bow, right? But Lotus Eater, for example, or Locust Eater, whatever it's called, I was like, all right, that's something that's actually worth grinding for because, yeah, the perks, but it's practicality. So I don't know. A lot of rambling. So I don't really have anything else to say regarding the bow. I feel that it's very difficult to perfect the bow because there's only so much that you can do to it, because like you don't really need like reload and stuff like that, because you're gonna like eventually the more reload you have, the more you're gonna notice that the draw time is gonna take longer than reload. It's like, it's whatever. But I really do appreciate that I can like basically quick scope and no scope. Look at this. It's beautiful. Now it does feel like a man, I don't want to say baby Leviathan's breath because it ain't, but like it feels like a junior. It feels like a, okay, all right, I got you. Look at this, is gonna be a perfect analogy. You ready? Damn near broke my legs. So so if like, I feel like the weapon whose name I'm forgetting, it'll be on screen, whatever, right? It's like a tier 1 evolution, and like a tier 3 would be Leviathan's breath, right? And you might be thinking, well, what's tier 2? It's like, it's the middle child. Nobody gives a fuck about the middle child, right? So again, like I said, just think about it. If you break it down, that's really what it is. And I fucked this up so hard. Fuck, dude. I really wanted to clip that. Whatever. It doesn't matter. So I'm probably going to have to do this whole sequence and suffer, but a bow is the perfect thing to use, so it is what it is. So anyway, yeah, dude, I don't know. I don't know what you would put as a number 2 spot, like a contender that would be really good and would fit high. It would fit, but it doesn't matter. Compare damage-wise to Leviathan's breath, like at all. It's just not gonna happen. But let's see. Please don't push me off. I have 1 shot anyway. It's not like I can do anything. That was a little preemptive. He. Okay. Hold on. There we go. Break these real quick. There we go. Don't move. There we go. 1 more necrotic, and then I'll hit him with the super in a second. Look at that. Get him out of the way. That's not gonna kill you, right? Nope. I think I can finish him off with what I got right now. If I don't shoot one of these things, it might be close. Oh my god. Okay, I got it. Dope. There we go. Yeah, so I mean, I don't know. It just feels like I'm sniping, basically. It feels like a very slow firing sniper, because it's like you can quick scope at that close of a distance and you'll be doing decent damage, but it's not like to die for, you know? If I can get a season in the future that has artifact mods and stuff like that that can support a bow, I'd be really happy. But even if we don't, it's fine because I feel that for everything except master content, this probably excels very well because you're playing distance. Now, these witches, solar, look at the range. Look at the range. That's some pretty good range. Now, if they were closer, I probably would be destabilizing them, but that's whatever. Good, I would have a penthouse up there, and it would probably be one of the ones that you can customize, like very similar to like Path of Exile and stuff, because I just think it's cool enough to where like you can... Fuck! Bro! What the Bro, what killed me? Hello? Hello? What the fuck just killed me? Am I bro? I'm confused. What killed me? Did I go out of bounds or something? What the? All right, I'm gonna try not to hit my head on the ceiling fan this time, because apparently that's what killed me. I was looking back at the footage real quick, and I think I just clipped the ceiling. I don't even know. I'm still bizarre bugged, but it's fine. All right, so let's quickly do this so that we can flavor flab you guys. And then now, over here, quickly. There we go. Thank you. All right, everything is like getting bit by mosquitoes, basically. So we're gonna continue the bonanza, right? And we're just gonna quickly kill these two. I'm not even gonna bother like getting them weak enough to where I could kill them in the next round or in the next wave of after the crystal. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna quickly go because plenty of Leviathans, plenty of special. Can you? Oh my god, bro! Why are you trying to be unique? Stop. Okay. This one has a lot of health. Holy shit. Don't TP. Don't TP. Okay, there we go. 1, 2. I'm about to die, dude. Okay. 70 something. And I didn't even cock it back. There we go. Okay, let me grab that. Hit you with a poison. Oh my god. The fact that I barely had to curb that. If I had missed that, I don't think I'd be able to recover financially. But it doesn't matter because this thing is putting in the work. Look at that. Look at that. Alright, let's exempt you from existence. Like your fucking ceiling fan that you hung from the tower did to me. Costing me the flawless. Not that I needed it. But anyway, there you go. Bow and Junior Bow. I forgot the name of the bow. I'm so sorry. But whatever. The point is, we basically did it with 1 death under our belt. That is very unfortunate. But nonetheless, very easy. I love this bow. I really do. I think it's fun. It can definitely stay in the rotation. But Anamnesis. I'm calling it Nessus. I don't give a fuck. Nessus. Dragonfly destabilizing, willing, quick access, lightweight frame. 96 kills on the dash. Not too much impact though. I feel like that would be the only thing that I would upgrade realistically. But I don't know if I could get another bow that has... I could try to get another bow like this because this one isn't crafted. It can be enhanced, but still very good for what it is. So I will catch y'all later with a different type of video. Peace out. Thanks for watching. Love you boys. Catch me on IG if you want to interact with me more in real life, I guess. And that's about it. I'll see you guys later. Peace out. Have a good one. Later, y'all. Goodbye.